In order to truly know if you are an intuitive introvert, you need to understand the paradoxes of an intuitive introvert. In fact, this is non-negotiable because the issue right now is that you only know part of the true factors that qualify a person as an intuitive introvert. This is why, sometimes, you doubt and are therefore unable to confirm if you are truly an intuitive introvert. By the end of the video, I'm going to show you what it means to be an intuitive introvert. I'm going to show you how these paradoxes can help us better understand intuitive introverts, highlight both their strengths and struggles, and help you confirm on your own if you are or not an intuitive introvert. So here's the deal with intuitive introverts. To really understand if you are one, you need to know what being an intuitive introvert truly means. You can't fully grasp it without diving deep into its essence. We're going to cover a lot in this video, so make sure to engage and drop your thoughts in the comments, as always. Let's get started. All right, so first things first, let's approach this from a psychological perspective. Since we are talking about Carl Jung, let's take his quote, "Who looks outside, dreams. Who looks inside, awakes." As you can see, to truly understand yourself as an intuitive introvert, the prerequisite is your ability to look within. Looking within is essentially what we conceptualize as introspection and self-awareness. When I say that, you might think an intuitive introverted person is someone who likes spending time alone, avoiding large groups of people. But let's be honest, a lot of people enjoy alone time, and they do so for different reasons, right? So, just because someone likes being alone doesn't mean they're an intuitive introvert. So, what really qualifies someone as an intuitive introvert? 7 paradoxes have been identified for intuitive introverts. These paradoxes can help you truly understand the nature of an intuitive introvert, reflecting both their strengths and challenges. Now, without further ado, let's dive directly into the first paradox of an intuitive introvert. 1. A visionary who feels lost. Intuitive introverts are big visionary, but they often feel lost. What does that mean? You might be asking, how can a visionary feel lost? How can he or she lead that way? Well, this is the first paradox of an intuitive introvert. This is how it goes. Imagine someone who dreams of starting a community garden that brings people together and transforms the neighborhood. They can picture it so clearly. The flowers, the laughter, even the positive impact it'll have. But then they think, where do I even start? Do I need a permit? Where do I get the plants? This is what it's like for intuitive introverts. They're great at imagining amazing possibilities and have inspiring ideas for the future, but when it comes to making it happen, they feel a little stuck. They see the big picture, but the day-to-day details and steps feel overwhelming. So, while they have incredible dreams, they can sometimes feel lost when trying to bring those dreams into reality. 2. Wanting real connection but loving their alone time. While intuitive introverts may feel lost when trying to make their dreams happen, there's another challenge. They deeply desire connections, but need a lot of alone time too. They're the type who loves having their space but still wishes to have friends. So you might be asking, how can someone who wants to be alone also desire to have friends? Well, this is how it goes. Imagine an intuitive introvert invited to a party. But once they're there, they quickly realize everyone's just talking about the latest TV shows or weekend plans, subtle things. They might not say that to the people, but deep down they feel they're wasting time, since these types of subjects are not so important for them. They always want to talk about something with meaning, something that can make them grow, or that can increase their awareness of deep subjects. If they find people like that, they can talk for hours and hours without even realizing it, because they enjoy these types of conversations and deeply accept friends who want to talk about them. They're not the type of people who engage in superficial talk. They prefer deep, meaningful conversations. 3. Understanding others better than they understand themselves. The third paradox that can help you identify yourself is this one. Intuitive introverts are amazing at understanding what's going on with others. They can often pick up on others' feelings and struggles without a word being said. But understanding their own emotions? That's a different story. They can see if a friend is in a good or bad mood even with a short text or a small change in tone. They're the go-to person for advice, always knowing the right words to help someone feel understood. They are good psychologists too. Let me know how many of you here is a psychologist in the comment. So these types of people have a gift of understanding the deep layers of people. If you have seen the series Lie to Me or The Mentalist, you can understand the way these persons see the deep side of people. So, even though they are so like that to other people, whenever they feel down or anxious, it's like everything goes blurry. They can't figure out exactly what's wrong, and even thinking it through doesn't bring clarity. They can see everyone else's mind so clearly, but their own thoughts and feelings are a mystery. So, while they're great at reading others, they often struggle to make sense of their own emotions. Let's see the fourth one. 4. Detached on the outside, sensitive on the inside. Just as intuitive introverts can understand others but struggle with their own feelings, they often show a cool, detached exterior, even though they're deeply sensitive inside. What does that even mean? Well, it means that even though they might seem calm and unbothered in public, small criticisms or negative interactions can weigh on them for a long time. I am sure some of you watching can relate. Imagine an intuitive introvert who gives a presentation and then receives some critical feedback. They might respond politely, maybe with a calm, "Thanks, I'll keep that in mind," as if it didn't faze them. But after the presentation, or even in the same moment deep down, they replay the feedback over and over, wondering why they received this feedback with so much effort they put in. To everyone else, they seem indifferent, even strong. But inside, that one comment might leave them feeling raw and vulnerable for days because, even though people don't see that, they are crying and hurting inside. It's very sad, but it's the way it is for them. This protective shell helps them navigate social situations, but it also means others rarely see how deeply they feel things. While they seem detached, they're sensitive to rejection and criticism, often hiding their hurt behind a calm mask. They're always smiling, projecting everything is okay, there is no problem, no rejection. But inside, God only knows. 5. Focused on the future but stuck in the present. Just as intuitive introverts can seem detached on the outside but feel deeply inside, they're often lost in thoughts of the future, which makes staying present a real challenge. So, what does that actually mean? It means they're the kind of people who love to dream big. They're constantly thinking about what they want to create, change, or accomplish in life. But when it comes to the daily routine, it can feel pretty hard and uninspiring for them. Imagine an intuitive introvert who has this incredible vision of starting a nonprofit to improve mental health. They can see it all so clearly: the people they'd help, the programs they'd build, the difference they'd make. But in the meantime, they're at their current job, stuck filling out spreadsheets or sitting through routine meetings that don't seem to get them any closer to their dream. It's like living in two different worlds: the inspiring, exciting vision they have for the future and the repetitive, mundane tasks they have to do now. This gap between where they are and where they want to be can feel like a huge disconnect. Focusing on the future can be energizing and motivating, but it also has its downsides. The present can start to feel like it's holding them back or even trapping them in place. They often feel restless, sometimes even frustrated, conflicted between the dream they're so passionate about and the everyday demands that don't feel connected to it at all. It's a constant push and pull, trying to find meaning in the now while longing for the bigger impact they want to make someday. 6. Searching for truth while embracing uncertainty. Just as intuitive introverts can feel stuck in the present while constantly dreaming about the future, they're also on a never-ending hunt to understand life's deeper truths. They're drawn to the big questions, like what's the purpose of my life? Or why does society work like this? And love exploring the layers of meaning behind them. But here's the thing: they're not necessarily looking for perfect answers, and they're okay with the fact that some questions don't have clear-cut conclusions. Imagine an intuitive introvert who's really into philosophy, always deep in thought about life's mysteries. They can spend hours pondering these abstract ideas, and if you ask them for a straightforward answer, they'd probably smile and say, "It's complicated." They actually find comfort in that complexity. The gray areas and contradictions don't bother them. They even find them fascinating. For them, life isn't about finding the one right answer, but about exploring possibilities and seeing things from different perspectives. To an intuitive introvert, life's big questions are like an endless puzzle where each piece adds something new, even if the whole picture never quite comes together. This open-mindedness lets them appreciate life's richness and complexity, and they don't mind if some truths stay just out of reach. For them, it's not about arriving at a final answer. It's about the journey of discovery and embracing the unknown. 7. Reserved but not shy. While intuitive introverts tend to keep to themselves, they aren't shy about their thoughts or ideas. They may seem quiet and reserved, but they have bold, creative ideas that could really shake things up. Instead of seeking the spotlight, they often prefer to observe and wait for the right moment to share their unique insights. Imagine an intuitive introvert in a team meeting. Everyone else is loudly pitching ideas, while this person quietly takes it all in. They're not afraid to speak up, but they're thoughtful about it. After listening for a while, they finally share their idea, and it's like a light bulb going off in the room. Their fresh and innovative perspective surprises everyone. It's not that they lack confidence. They just prefer to weigh their options before jumping in. They think carefully about what they want to say and how it will resonate with others. This thoughtfulness often leads to contributions that are deeper and more original than the quick ideas thrown around by others. So, while they might not be the loudest voice in the room, intuitive introverts bring a quiet strength. Their reserved nature allows them to think deeply, and when they speak up, it's usually something worth hearing. They might not always be the center of attention, but their ideas can leave a lasting impact. If you resonate with these, you'll be able to determine if you are or not an intuitive introvert. With that awareness, you can know more clearly what's your next step to discover who you are, your personality. Check out our video on the 12 archetypes of Carl Jung, and that way you can also determine what is your dominant archetype in order for you to be aware of why you think and behave the way you do in your daily life. I'm going to leave you with a powerful quote of Carl Jung, who said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." Think about it.